Willie Walsh, Chief Executive of International Airlines Group.
Okay, thank you for talking to Breaking Travel News today. IAG, responsible for British Airways and Iberia. British Airways quite heavily involved with the sponsorship of the Olympics in London in 100 days from now. What are the sort of outcomes you're hoping to achieve with that?
I think the Olympics will be great for London. The reason we're supporting it is for the long-term benefit. We don't actually see any immediate business benefit from the Olympics. In fact, normally what happens here is you get a disruption to the normal travel plan. So at best it's probably going to be neutral from a BA business point of view in the short term. But longer term, I think it puts London on the world stage again. And anything that does well for London will do well for British Airways. And I think it'll be a great success. I'm looking forward to the Olympics.
Perhaps in the negative column in the UK is air passenger duty. It's an issue that's been rumbling on for a couple of years now. Went up again in April with the budget. How do you see, or how are you hoping the government will eventually listen and change this policy?
Well, we're not going to give up. You know, you've seen Virgin, British Airways, Ryanair and EasyJet come together. And you really do have to question if the four of us can come together and speak, you know, with a common focus on this issue. There must be something there. I think this APD is hugely damaging to the UK economy. I think it's destroying jobs. I think it's destroying the opportunity to create jobs. And the sooner the government recognise the negative impact of APD, the better. So we've challenged the Chancellor to undertake an independent review of APD. The fact that they won't do that reinforces our view that they're trying to hide something. You know, if they were confident of the benefit of it, well, then surely they'd commission this independent review. The fact that they won't do it tells us that we're absolutely right to keep highlighting this issue.
You've been quite outspoken on other issues as well, particularly airport capacity in the southeast of England. Again, what do you hope over perhaps the next 1 to 2 years the government might, they're launching a review in the next few months. How do you see that panning out?
I'm not optimistic about that at all. You know, I think while we talk, others act, and that's part of the problem with the UK. We've been talking about this issue for years, and we've done nothing. And we're losing ground on a daily basis. We're losing opportunities. I think it's ironic that only last week you had David Cameron in Japan and in other parts of Asia. He was in Malaysia, Indonesia, talking about the opportunities for exports. How can you hope to export or to do business with these economies if you're not connected? And that's the problem here. You know, we're not properly connected to growth economies like China, Japan, Vietnam, Korea, Indonesia. These are opportunities that we're losing, and we're losing because we don't have the capacity in Heathrow.
And just finally, IAG has been taking its opportunities, recently completed the transaction on BMI with Lufthansa. How is that going, and what's next on the horizon for the company?
Well, there'll be plenty for us to do integrating BMI into British Airways. I think everybody must have seen from the financial figures of BMI, there's a huge turnaround that's required there. So in the short term, that's going to be our focus. We're not looking at anything else at the moment, but we are ready to respond if the right opportunity presented itself. But there's nothing going on at the moment.
Well, perfect. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.